Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing my empties for the month of February. Like always, I'll have these separated into categories in case you're only interested in certain items. I think that this is the least amount of empties I've ever had. Not sure why, but anyways, to start off with my sheet mask, I finally got around to organizing my little box container, and I have a lot more of these than I initially thought. So anyways, I'm trying to finish up these Innisfree ones because they're not really my favorite. We have some that are either aloe or tea tree, can't really tell. We have one rose. So oddly enough, these do have a lot more liquid or essence than the other ones, but I think the one that has the most is definitely this tea tree or aloe one. Not super fragrance, but again, it's a little bit itchy. I did check the expiration dates, and I think I have enough time to use them before they expire. So that's the positive thing about that. So wouldn't repurchase those, but I mean, like, it's decent, gets the job done. It's just a little scratchy. You know what? There's better ones. Okay, next, going on to another sample. We have one that my sister got, I believe, from her Sephora or Ulta orders that she's done. And she didn't realize, but this was expired. So I used it in the shower as a face cleanser. It's from the brand Dr. Sericule. I'm not sure. Cleansing foam. So this one was okay. I think it did an okay job at cleansing my face in the shower. I couldn't tell if it was, stripping or hydrating because, the water is running at the time. But I mean, my face felt cleaner, but it was a one-time use product. So I don't think I would use it just because I'm pretty set with cleansers. I got quite a few at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Okay, but before I got those TJ Maxx and Marshalls cleansers, I needed some, I guess, a little bit of cleanser to hold me over in the shower. And I personally don't like getting a cleanser, using it day to day, and then having that in the shower. So I like to have specific ones because, it gets really hot, humid in there. And my sister offered me her Skin Fix one. So this is a foaming oil cleanser. And I don't know what's up with my sister's cleansers, but they're so gentle and they don't really foam or bubble up. So I feel like my face isn't super clean, but I know that she's very sensitive, especially to foaming cleansers, to ones that are like gel specific. So I guess this works well for her skin type, but I honestly didn't like it. And even if I were to use it not in the shower, I still think I wouldn't like it to use it before I like go to work or go out or anything. So would not purchase that, but thank you to her because I did need one to hold me over. Then we have another skincare product. This is the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Cream. This is great to use, especially if your face is like a little irritated, a little red. If you've used exfoliators too much. It's not hydrating though. I feel like it feels more kind of ointment-like, but it does have a cooling effect. I think it has guaiacol as one of the ingredients, at least, yeah, guaiacol, centella asiatica extract, yeah, after sun care. This one, I would repurchase it, but I haven't seen it in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but I normally buy this overseas at or through Asian retailer websites like Yestel, Savannah, Jolse. But again, I'm not purchasing anything that I feel like I could get a random tariff bill later on. So if I find this at, another retailer store in the US, then I will. But if not, I can hold off. I think that's it for skincare. Going on to body care. Honorable empty from my sister. We have some shower steamers from the brand Halls. These, she got them on sale for $3. I believe they retail either $5.99 or $6.99. This is in the scent cherry. And I think, I don't know, she flip-flops. Sometimes, or she used to say she liked the Bath & Body Works shower steamer of the month, and then it went to Halls, and then back and forth. And I think now we're kind of like, okay, shower steamers were fun and everything, but would I rather pay money for a shower steamer or for like a scrub or something else? And I think other items took precedence, or is that the correct word? We'd rather buy other things than a shower steamer. So what I'm trying to say is that $3 is her price to pick up one of these. There is one that's in a purple packaging that she hasn't tried, and I believe it's because that one never goes on sale. And I think out of this one and the lemon packaging, which I believe the yellow packaging, which the scent is lemon, I think she likes the lemon scented one a little bit more than this cherry. So she'd only repurchase this for $3. Okay, next, going on to small business body care. We have a little like sample size perfume of cherry cake pop from the brand Wearable Gourmand. I believe the owner's name is Diana. So this one was my favorite one out of the little samples that I got. However, I noticed that this one, I feel like it started to smell a little bit off, but still good. But I feel like I was picking up a lot of the whatever the base is. I don't know if it's alcohol or whatever. But then again, it's been over a year and a half. So I feel like this might be one of the fragrances that if I were to get it, I would get it in a smaller size. Because obviously I have other, well, maybe not obviously, but I have other ones from Wearable Gourmand and I feel like they still smell the same. So it could be that particular fragrance oil that I like it how it smells when it's a little bit fresher. But yeah, this one I layered it with Bath and Body Works's, what is that? It's the cherry, it's not cherry cobbler. Oh my gosh, it's like my favorite fine fragrance mist. This is gonna bother me, hold on. Okay, I came back. Sugar Cherry Crisp. This one isn't a dupe for Sugar Cherry Crisp. I believe it is a dupe for the New York Cherry Cheesecake that came out during the Land of Sweets. That might have been in 2018 or 2019. But yeah, this one was good. I think I should have finished this sooner and I would have enjoyed the scent a little bit more. All right, another small business. This is one on Etsy from Sugar Mood Bath and Body. So this is Vanilla Bean Swirl. I honestly thought I had finished this months ago, but I discovered it in a little cabinet underneath the sink and I thought, oh no, I thought I was done with this a while ago. So I was a bit worried that it was going to smell a little bit off, but no, it was pretty good. So I would spray my PJs and then I would obviously like wind down at night and then kind of smell it a little bit on my sheets in the morning. This one, I felt like it was pretty much a dupe for Bath and Body Works' Vanilla Bean Noel, but I feel like this one was more is more potent than Vanilla Bean Noel. So if I had to say, would I repurchase this? No, not so much because Vanilla Bean Noel isn't really my thing. I do have to say that this one reminds me of the Vanilla Bean Noel, whatever addition or formulation that doesn't have a ton of caramel. I know one time that I got Vanilla Bean Noel, it smelled a little bit more syrupy than other times. This one leans more of the like vanilla extract kind of plasticky cakey smell, but still smells good. So wouldn't repurchase this, but it performed pretty well. Okay, I guess small business. My sister finished up a body scrub from Tree Hut in the scent lavender. This one pretty much kind of smelled like, I think the Trader Joe's one. I personally didn't use it. But yeah, no, this smells fresh lavender. It kind of smells a little bit like a dried lavender. A little bit masculine, slightly medicinal, but not overly medicinal. So this one was from 2024, and I believe my cousin gifted this to her because I don't think my sister would have paid $7.49. So this must have been a gift. I don't think my sister would have repurchased this one because she has other scents that she prefers. Next, we have another body scrub. However, I finished up this one all by myself. This is from the brand Onyx Bathhouse in the scent Jelly Beans. This has jojoba oil, and this one was pretty thick. I'm really glad that I finished this up, though this is one that if TJ Maxx and Marshall still carried it, I would have repurchased another one. It had two colors. I believe it was maybe like a purpley color and like a magenta pinkish color. I think this one goes really well with a discontinued fragrance from Bath and Body Works that came out during the Easter time. I believe it was called, oh, actually, I have it over here if I can find it. The mist kind of went a little bit alcohol heavy, so I should probably use that up soon. All right, I finally found it 20 years later. That is this scent from Bath and Body Works, Happy Easter Sweet Bunny Berry. I don't think that the scent has come back out. And I want to say it's from, let's look at the bottom, from 2021. So yeah, this one's pretty old. I feel like these two would smell good together. Again, I don't know if Onyx Bathhouse has just stopped selling at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, but I know that they have popped up a little bit at like the dollar store or Dollar Tree specifically. And their rebrand kind of plainer packaging is sold at Walmart. But I don't think that the formulation is the same how it used to be. So yeah, good one and done. If I could purchase this exact same thing, I would, but I don't think that's available. All right, so I think that's it for body care. Lastly, we have home fragrance. Okay, so honorary empties for my sister, which I think it's the majority of these. First, she finished up this 4-wick Crinkle XL candle in reindeer beer. So this one, Let me kind of move this back a little bit. But she thought that this was just okay. I think she wanted something a little bit stronger and creamier, but it was all right. She really likes the heavy duty feel of the packaging. Here's how it looks like. I think, yeah, we did do a dedicated review of this together. And while I don't think that this is the perfect root beer or root beer float type scent, yeah, it's okay. I just wish it was, again, stronger, slightly more creamy, and it did kind of lose steam around this mark. Yeah, like halfway mark, and then I had to soak up some wax, and then that was a one-time fix. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to purchase any more 4 wicks, at least anytime soon, until I hear that they've addressed the, like, not puny wicks, but the low wicks at around the midway mark. So there's that one. All right, next candle that my sister finished up, her favorite CBD candle brand, Candle This. This one is in bourbon vanilla, sweet vanilla, butterscotch, brown sugar blends with, what's that? Warm cardamom, peppercorn, while aged bourbon, oak, and smoky patchouli at death. So I barely get any of these fragrance notes besides a nondescript sweet scent, probably coming from the brown sugar and the vanilla. I don't get any patchouli. I don't know where the oak went. And the bourbon, it doesn't even smell boozy. So I'm not sure exactly what is going on with this scent, but I mainly just pick up the brown sugar and the vanilla. And this vanilla isn't like vanilla extract. It kind of smells kind of generic and just okay. And it's a little bit brighter than I would think this candle smells like. But it was $6, so my sister would pick it up if she saw it again for $6, but it wasn't her favorite scent from the brand. Here's how it looks like on the inside. She always burns this in a hurricane. And she told me that she wants to keep these lids because sometimes you just find these candles, but with like the wrong lid or with no lid at all. So she likes to have backups of it. She would repurchase this only on sale. Next candle was one that she helped me finish up because I wasn't really getting performance out of it. And that is from the Gift Gala shop, Lemon Pound Cake. So this is either 8 ounces or 9 ounces. It says 9, but my shipping confirmation email said 8. So who knows? But here is how it looks like. The lid feels a little bit cheap. I have a dedicated review if you're interested. I feel like I still have enough wax. You know what? I'm going to consider this empty, but I'll put this in my candle crock and see if I can get any more. And it's a little hard to tell, but this one's very slightly off-centered, and I feel like that did impact the candle slightly tunneling more on one side than the other. But yeah, this performed okay in her very small office space, but in my medium-sized bedroom, I didn't really get much. But it is a nice lemon pound cake scent that I don't have. I just wish it performed in my room. But I think my sister said that she would be interested if she didn't have so many lemon citrus gourmand candles. And not even just citrus gourmand candles, but just lemon candles in general. I think right now she's currently burning sugared lemon zest. And she has sugared lemonade from Bath & Body Works. So she's got enough citrus is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, there's that one. I personally wouldn't purchase these single wick mason jars. Maybe I'd get it in a 2-wick, but who knows? I have a credit that I need to use. Oh, speaking of which, we have another one. I might also put this in my crock or underneath my lamp for a little bit longer. Another Gift Gala shop candle that just had a bunch of performance issues. I'll link up the review in case you're interested, but this is Pear Blossom and Cream. I believe that this was pulled from the website, but I did my review. I tried to burn it some more, and it just, the flames were really puny, and I didn't want to like pour out wax. I didn't want to put it in a hurricane or like put aluminum foil or anything. So I just put it in my candle crock underneath my lamp, and I felt like the scent was a little bit more centered around the pear and the apple. Again, I don't really think I got much of a floral scent. Yeah, the honeysuckle, not so much, but I still got that like cream, like lactonic cream note. It's still read to me as like very sour candy, but not so much so that I'm picking up like processed sugar, but it was just a very tart fruit scent. All right, quick side tangent. So after some encouragement, I did reach out to customer service, which ended up being the owner, and I let them know, hey, this candle has performance issues, burn issues, etc., etc. And then I was given store credit, which on one hand I do appreciate, but two, I'm kind of like, why did I have to reach out if this is like a known issue for this candle? unless there's some other people that just bought this candle and it's performing flawlessly. But I think if I was, I don't know, business owner, I'd probably just look on Shopify's backend and then just refund people who ordered this candle. I think that's doable. But then again, I kind of see the other side where that's a lot of money. I just don't know if that's possible. But again, a refund would have been, I think, more appreciated because store credit kind of locks you into making another purchase. Like, it's not that I'm going to buy a candle and pay shipping for just this. No, I'm probably going to get, let's say, 2 more candles or like 1 more candle. But in actuality, I just wanted my money back for this candle that didn't perform well. If you kind of catch my drift, but I can see how that's not feasible because, for example, when you send customers replacements for a product that doesn't perform or for whatever reason, then you're out money for the product and shipping. And also, if you do a refund, then you're out money for that versus store credit. They might have a better experience the second time. But I don't know. I'm just, thinking out loud, thoughts that I had when this situation happened. But yeah, while I do have shop credit for this, apparently it doesn't expire, so I haven't tried using it. But I'm just going to hold off and wait to see if there are more scents from maybe future collections that interest me. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I think I can get 1 or 2 more days out of this. Yeah, I'll put this in my candle crock during the weekend. Speaking of another candle that didn't really perform well, we have one from Etsy. It's a small business based out of, I think, Texas as well, maybe. So Glowstone candle, this company uses a coconut soy wax? Yeah, coconut soy wax, so it's more expensive, 30+ hour burn time, 11 ounces. Oh yeah, hand poured in Texas. Okay, so this is a pretty unique scent, at least in my opinion, but I think it is a single fragrance oil. So top notes are pumpkin, coconut, mid, cassia, clove, base, dark bourbon, maple, and toasted oak. And I really like the toasted oak in here, but my sister did not appreciate this scent. I did not put this in I did not put this in my candle crock or underneath my candle lamp, so that's just how it ended up looking like. The black stuff only came out towards the bottom, but when I tell you, I started having burn issues like right around here. And sometimes with glowstone candles, I have them right here. And I didn't even trim my wicks. I didn't even look at them. And I feel like that's been an issue across the board. I have 1 more left to burn. And while I do enjoy the scent, I just feel like this is a lot of TLC for a candle because if you do ever order from Glowstone, I recommend not trimming the wicks. I think if just the wicks were changed, I think it would be better at holding a nice like medium-sized flame because the flame besides the first burn is pretty small and puny. Still TBD on whether or not I'll do a review on this. But yeah, strangely enough, even though the flames were very tiny, I was still able to smell this in my medium-sized bedroom. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I might keep this lid because I'm pretty sure that they would also fit on this, on like Caramel Sundays candle and Gift Gala candle. So yeah, I'm keeping this lid. So wouldn't repurchase so far. Pear Blossom and Cream, no. I think that's being worked out for next year. And Pumpkin Noir from Glowstone, I would not repurchase. And I think I'm just gonna like not purchase from Glowstone candle anymore because I've had performance issues and I don't really want to struggle with them. All right, I almost forgot, but my dad did finish up this Yankee Candle car freshener or whatever it's called. I think it's called car jar. But anyways, it is in the scent Pink Sand. I can still smell it, but if you put this like hanging on your car somewhere or even by the vent, I can barely smell it. So he's had this for several months, but honestly, I stopped smelling it after about a week in his car, and the gel inside isn't like fully shriveled up or anything, so I think I'll put this in his closet. I personally don't like the smell of Pink Sands. I don't know what's in here, but it almost smells like a tropical scent that I don't like. I don't know if it's coconut or banana, but I don't know, something in here I don't like. So he personally does like this scent, so if I were to see it in, let's say, like the paper car hanging diffuser, I'd get it for him, but not this format anymore because it just doesn't really perform. Oh, and miscellaneous product, but I finished up some of my contact lenses. I really like this Precision 7 brand because if I'm not mistaken, my optometrist said that it has some UV filters or like blue light filters built into the contact. Not sure how that's possible, but I feel a little bit better going out when I forget, let's say, my glasses or my hat, but it doesn't take the place of it. And they are weeklies. So before I had to use, or no, my brand, it was a monthly contact, and towards the end of the month, it felt really dry. So I'm glad that that's not the case. I even bought this special contact lens cleanser thing that really vibrated back and forth, and it did help. But 1 week versus a month having a contact lens in, and I just prefer having it for a week versus a month. All right, so those are all my empties for the month of February. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.